Hey, what is going on, you guys? It is Mr. No Sleep here from Old School RuneScape, and welcome to a brand new video for you all today. So today I bring you guys loot from 1,000 Revenant Dark Beasts, what may be the safest of all revs to kill and potentially the most profitable one. The goal for this video was to maximize the profit on an hourly rate to see if Revenants can still be worthwhile to kill, even after all the nerfs and all the updates that happened. Just like all the other rev videos, all the kills were tracked in the Slayer Helm log 0 to 1000 as well as on RuneLite. And a special thing about this video is all of it was done Scold, so we had the best odds to get the best rares and the best drops that these Revenants have to offer. As you can see here in the gear tab, we also put all the drops there as well that we can expect. Now before we get started into this video, we do have some quick words from our sponsor, very supportive sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. Badass champions? Check. Challenging bosses? Check. Millions of players? Check. Years of content and regular updates? Check and check. Raid Shadow Legends truly has it all. Thrown into the middle of an epic struggle that's raged on for thousands of years, joining Raid you can expect to fight noble kings, dark wizards, and much, much more. You'll uncover prophecies, curses, and betrayals, along with meeting more than 12 different warring factions. Ladies and gentlemen, this game brings back everything I remember about my childhood. Only the difference is, it's 2020 now, and you can take the gameplay anywhere and everywhere. Whether it's your PC or your mobile device, Raid Shadow Legends can be played on either, and don't forget it is 100% free to play. Make sure to check out the links in the description below so you can join right away. Now you all know I've been playing Raid for almost 2 years now, and through that time certain champions have definitely stood out. For example, here we have Horden. I mean, what's better than one battle axe? Two battle axes. Horden gets that, and because of it, it brings twice the damage to anyone foolish enough to stand in his way. Insane damage as well as critical hits and speed, he is practically unbeatable. And then we have a completely different champion, Harvest Jack. For any Halloween fans out there, this champion is definitely for you. Constantly stealing enemy buffs, turning their buffs into debuffs, Harvest Jack can also attack all enemies, turning positives into negatives, and replacing healing with poison. Something else I love about Raid is the daily login rewards for new players, making it so easy to get started in all the hundreds of champions that you can collect and personally customize, whether it's on your PC or mobile device. And the real question is, what's new in Raid? Well, Raid just released their biggest update ever. The main event here is the Doom Tower, a giant tower with 120 floors, a bunch of secret challenge rooms, and 12 badass bosses to take on. A lot of people have been waiting for this for a long time, and I myself can't wait to dive in. And on top of that, they're releasing 14 new champions just in time for the holidays, along with a whole host of holiday events and tournaments on top of their weekly PvP tournaments. There really never has been a better time to get started, and the best part now is the Raid team is giving away a bunch of good stuff, plus a super special champion to help you get started in the tower, Bulwark. He's amazing in Clan Boss, and he's going to be a huge help for you in the tower. So if you want to get a head start in Raid, all you have to do is click the links in the description below, and if you are a new player, you will receive a Void Champion Bulwark, 50 gems, an XP booster, energy refills, and even an Ancient Shard. All of this treasure will be waiting for you here, and the rewards will only be available for the next 30 days for new players. You can also find me in game under the name Mr. No Sleep, and feel free to join my clan. And as always, a huge thank you for Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring today's video. And of course, a huge thank you to you guys for, listening to the ad and of course, continuing to watch these videos. I do really appreciate it, guys. I know the loot series is slowly, coming to a close here. For me anyway, transitioning to Road to Elysian from scratch. I've gotten some clips for that video that I'll be showing you guys in hopefully less than a week, and I gotta be honest, I think you guys are gonna love it. It's really, really old-fashioned. Reminds me of the videos that I did a few years ago, so I hope you all are looking forward to that. But anyways, with all that being said, that was kind of just a big update. Here we are on this lovely Friday evening, killing 1,000 Revenant Dark Beasts. Yet again, another 1,000 Revenant video. We already did the Dragon and the Knight, and this will be the last rev of pretty much the loot series for now. I think we'll come back to the lower level ones in the future if they ever do update these again. A big difference between this video and the other rev videos that I did was I was Scold the whole entire time, as I mentioned in the intro of this video. And something also that's really great about this location is you're going to be standing in 30 wilderness almost the whole time. The only time you're going to be standing above 30 wild is when you're picking up the drop. If you bring telegrab, I guess you don't have to leave 30 wild though. And this is great because that means you're able to teleport almost instantly. Well, pretty much instantly. I mean, as soon as you see a white dot or someone maybe log in underneath you, that is your your time to teleport and get away. And on screen here, this is a very poor example, but as you can see, this guy wasn't tele-blocking or anything. He was just on, ancient spell books. Little did I know he did have a teammate that did have tele-block, which was just a couple feet away from us. But since this is not multi-combat, you do have to, leave the player alone for a certain amount of time until your partner can help. I was able to teleport away, but keep that in mind, you're going to be hovering around the 30 line, making this a very safe rev if you're fast enough. Always banking when your looting bag is reaching around 400 to 500k per inventory is a good idea. You certainly don't want to stay here much longer than you need to. I was also using an Amulet of Avarice this whole video, which does note every single drop in the rev caves that are dropped by these Revenants, although a decent amount on their drop tables already noted. I was getting around 25 kills per inventory, and I gotta be honest, I think that's pretty good. Definitely more than I was getting at the Dragon and the Knight, just because of how laid back this location really is. Was even lucky enough to get a 4 Magic Seed drop, which is 525k, and obviously the goal for this video was to see a crossbow, or perhaps a Vigor's Chain Mace, a scepter even, or even the relic, the statues, which I think the relic is currently the most valuable drop that you can get here. Nevertheless though, the Magic Seeds do add on to the price check, so it's always nice to see those, as well as the Dragon Plate Skirt and Dragon Plate Leg drops. As you can see, that beautiful loot tab growing. What's not so beautiful though is the Dragon Spear special attack, also known as, I guess, the Zamrock Hasta special attack, whatever you want to label it as, simply being stunned and unable to move. Because the thing is, in this situation here, I was getting attacked and frozen constantly, and any time that I was about to get unfrozen, well, you guys can clearly see what's happening. I think he actually ended up using 5 different stun special attacks on me, so I was pretty much unable to get out of the cave. And the thing is, once you get out of this cave, you do have all these hobgoblins around that are able to PJ and help you survive. Unfortunately, I did not have an anti-venom, so I was taking heavy damage this whole entire lovely experience I was having here. I even put on the HP prayer. I mean, I really did everything that I could to survive, and little cocky guy here thought I got the crossbow. He did not, I'm not that dumb. But I did lose the bulwark, and I just thought that was a very annoying example of, something that I do think is flawed. I mean, I'm not one to make PvP videos or speak on it, but I've been saying for years that that special attack has its flaws and it should be looked into, but, guess they're gonna put that one on the back burner for a couple more years. Luckily for me though, that was the only death throughout this whole video. Total loss on that one was 6.5 mil, so that will hurt the price check, I assure you. But hey, we might get lucky, that might give us some better karma, better RNG towards getting a rare. You never know. Hope that clip is a lesson to you guys though. Bring mithril seeds and definitely bring anti-venoms. Anti-venoms will save your life more times than I can count, but I will say the mithril seeds are great for if you are, getting frozen or spear special attacked. You are able to use those seeds to still virtually walk, or at least get your character to move a few steps away. And I never remember these mithril seeds. It's just kind of hard to remember something strange and unique like that. I know a lot of mains watching this video probably are seeing the profit and, just kind of being disgusted by it. A lot of people on stream tell me that these revs are just disgraceful now. Getting a drop that's like 24 GP or, 1 super restore. I mean, come on, no main in their right mind would kill Revenants these days, at least not at level 126, unless they're trying to complete the collection log, of course. Really, I just think Ironman would be killing these things for, maybe the crossbow drop. It's a very beneficial weapon for Wilderness Slayer among many different Wilderness PVM bosses. So there is still reasons to kill Revenants, but I don't think many mains are going to be doing it for the profit anymore. And if you are curious as to what worlds I was using throughout this whole entire video, it was all 2K worlds. For the most part, I'd say 80% of this was all 2,200 total level worlds, and the other 20% was just 2K total worlds. Believe it or not, the normal worlds that I was hopping around before I started this video were actually pretty crowded, so the Dark Beast is very popular to kill amongst many of these revs simply because of what I said in the beginning of the video, just the fact that it's a lot safer and people are able to teleport. So you will see occasionally, Venezuelan gold farmer, you'll see a few of those, a couple mains, and definitely run into a lot of Iron Men here. As it goes for the PKers, unless they have a Dragon Spear, I would not worry about it. This is a beautiful location that not only has an agility jump that you can use, not only that, you also have a cave opening and exit where you can just constantly exit and re-enter and maybe log out through that. And of course, you have those lovely hobgoblins all around the exit, so, very ideal place to get away. I know a lot of people do enjoy the anti-PKing that is featured in these Revenant videos, but unfortunately, there really wasn't any of that this time around. I really just wanted to focus on the profit on this one. The Dragon and the Knight had a lot of anti-PKing, and those videos will be on the channel if you want to check them out. I think overall, this video took probably about 20 hours to do, not long at all. It could have taken a lot less than that, but, I was streaming this whole thing. I was on multiple accounts, and I was really just doing this in a very laid-back exact fashion. Wasn't really hopping worlds all the time. If you do hop worlds, you will get faster kills per hour because the spawn time is a little slow. It's not that bad. They did update it a little bit, but yeah, it's not the greatest. And you may encounter more PKers if you're hopping around more worlds, so that is something to keep in mind. And if you do use the Salve Amulet, which is so beneficial with either range or melee, it's a lot less risky if you're using melee since you don't have to imbue it at Nightmare Zone. Well, if you're using either of those, you'll definitely get more kills per hour. So there's always ways out there to improve how much money you could make per hour, and I always try to remind you guys of that because sometimes, you know, I don't do things the most efficient way. Honestly, it's probably most times, but I do try to remind you guys of any helpful tips that, you know, I have found out along the way. The last couple inventories that I was killing the Dark Beast, I actually brought a Dragon Spear of my own because I figure if I'm getting attacked by anyone who's trying to use a special attack, I can just use that spear, have auto retaliate on, and maybe save myself from getting killed. You never know. So Bulwark, Dragon Spear, staying unskulled, all great things to bring and to do here to minimize your loss if you happen to die. But ladies and gentlemen, with all of that being said, it is time to move on to the price check. 1,000 Revenant Dark Beasts were killed. I do have the 2 Rune Knight screenshots. I think we had 750 kills on one and 250 on the other. So I will show those on screen right after we do all the calculations. I wanted to make sure I got all the correct amounts of teleports as well as all the ether and the bracelets since I did start with a little bit of my own. These Rev teleports I think used to be 20k and now they've halved in price almost down to 10k now. A lot of alchables, as you can see, over 20 sets of full rune, 3 dragon legs, 4 dragon plate skirts, about 1,000 U logs, only about 200 magic logs. It's not that much. And you can kind of see for everything else, you know, 100 rune ore, the amount of these items are pretty low compared to what it used to be, of course, but nevertheless, the first price check coming out to be rounding up 20.8 mil, a bulk of that profit coming just from the bracelets, honestly, the Onyx Bolt tips as well, and I'd say the rune armor did help the price check immensely. So, you know, not exactly the greatest numbers, but we have been kind of seeing a consistent 20 mil plus on 1,000 of these Revenants, whether it be the Knight, the Dragon, or the Beast. And we still have the second price check. This is all the rares. Unfortunately, no weapons or statues during this video, and we were skulled. So believe it or not, this was the unluckiest video, and we were skulled for the whole thing. So our odds of getting a rare were increased, just not increased enough, I guess. Anyway, overall loot combining the 2 price checks is 22.5 mil from 1,000 Revenant Dark Beasts. Around 5 mil in supplies was used, mainly from the restores, as well as all the ether that I didn't get back. And that death also cost me about 5 mil. So rounding up, I guess you could say I lost about 10 mil throughout this video. So maybe about 12 mil profit. Certainly not the greatest, but could be worse. Well, that's going to wrap up this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed our very last Revenant loot video, at least for now. I want to give a big shout out to anyone who kept me company. We did a 24-hour live stream, and about 14 hours was spent at Revenant Dark Beast to complete the video, and then 10 hours straight were spent at Corporal Beast, and we not only saw an arcane sigil, but we also saw another pet. So big shout out to anyone who joined that. I always love to run Corporal Beast masses, even when I'm, you know, going for this Road to Elysian series all from scratch. As you can see, I was kind of prepping for that right here. I was dropping my whole entire bank on the ground. I think it's better than staking it, you know? I mean, yeah, unless we would have won like 10 times in a row, but the odds of that. So yeah, I'm really excited about running this Corporal Beast mass almost every weekend. I'm going to try to do a very lengthy one, get a little bit more involved with the community, see if we can't get some more drops, and maybe make a really cool Corporal Beast loot video, an extended one this time. So we'll see about that. But anyways, guys, I hope you're excited for Road to Elysian. It will be starting in probably the next week or so. We will still have the loot series being ran and being done by the other 2 guys that do help out with videos. So you guys will see a little bit of everything in the coming new year, and we will see what's working and what's not, and we'll improvise from then on out. But yeah, thank you guys so much. For those of you who are still listening to the video at this point, thank you. And I know the sponsorships can sometimes get a little lengthy and sometimes people get bothered by it, but I assure you guys, without it, I don't think I could do this full time. So I really do appreciate those who do support me no matter what I do in these videos. And I promise you guys, the best is yet to come. We are far from being finished. Thank you guys very much for everything, and I will see you next time. And until then, Mr. No Sleep out.